Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. However you happen to be watching and or listening to this, I want to welcome you to the latest episode of the Gaming Circle podcast. Podcast where this week, we're going to try to keep it concise, but there's a lot to discuss. So we're going to get right into it. I'm, of course, your host, TK Asante, TK Asante on all the places we communicate. And I'm, of course, joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the camless one today, which might require a preemptive pause. Mr. Everborn Saga, good morning, sir. How you doing?
I would just like to point out that last week you were the camless one and I was the one on camera. I'm just evening the odds and I'm
switching it out.
Yes,
indeed. All good. Welcome, one and all. I see a lot of great folks in the chat already. I see a bunch of folks already watching. You know what to do. Please hit that like button if you have not done so already. Let folks know we're getting in here. We're getting started. This will be about 2 hours of great gaming talk. And so thank y'all so much for being here. You know, it's been an interesting week. Everborn, have you been playing any games this week? Because it's a wild week this week. What do you think?
So this week I have actually, I don't think I've turned on any games this week. I did try out a new UI, which we will talk about. Now, just because I didn't play any games doesn't mean I didn't buy any games. Now,
yes, that's another thing.
I got a few new games this week. One being one that I've purchased a long time ago, and but it finally came to the house of Father Gabe. So that is Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the first one.
Oh,
now we know there's a new one coming out, and I think to precede that. They released the original, which is cool. I got it.
Have you played the original?
I have played the original. I didn't beat it. I played it.
Okay, because that original, once you finish beating it, and spoilers for the very old game, once you beat it, it's kind of got a cheat code where you can play over and over again and become like super ultra mega power. I play with my kids all the time that game, so there's like a sub game to that game that's very good. Like repeat playing gives you some extra stuff. Yeah.
And then shout out to MJ Dark, right? Because he did remind me that this week a game, it's a Metroidvania, obviously, you know, that's catnip for me, but Perfect Pencil. And I need you to look up the trailer. Like you can show them the trailer, but it's not going to do them justice because you got to hear the audio because the voice track behind it is just like this psychological. I don't know what, but just look up a game called Perfect Pencil. You will not be disappointed. So shout out to MJ Dark. Now, here's another thing for MJ Dark, because I just gave him a shout out and I got to give him some smoke. Now,
let's go. We always love giving him smoke. Let's go.
MJ Dark, because I a couple months back, I pre-ordered a bunch of games on Green Man Gaming, right? So, you know, you pre-order them and then they send you the codes when the game's coming out.
The game's already,
it was 4 games that I pre-ordered. It was Resident Evil 9 or Requiem or whatever, obviously, right? Banger. Then there was Pragmata, right?
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Then there was Crimson Desert. And then lastly, there was a game called Code Vein 2. Now, I saw the trailer for Code Vein 2. It looked interesting. Never played the first one. It's like a anime Souls, I'm told, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And basically, then Major's like, oh yeah, I'll let me get that code off you. You're not gonna play it. I was like, you're probably right. I'm not gonna play it. But then I said, listen, I don't really need money for it because I already bought it. Whatever. Just find a game and then we'll just trade codes. He was like, cool. Okay. And then the reviews came out and he was like, nah, you can keep that. So now I'm stuck with Code Vein 2. I don't have any plans.
That seems to be your fault, bro. You should make sure you close that transaction before the reviews came out.
What you want me to say?
You should have closed the transaction before the reviews came out, bro. You would have been in there.
I almost got that on him. Pause, but yeah.
Oh, hey now, yes. But you haven't actually been playing games.
No, what I can tell you what I have been doing. I have been catching up on a lot of movies and television.
Ooh,
So if you like Taker,
we will have a bit of on the real
yes,
further
we
because
will
we
talk about
discussed
how
some of this.
terrible Equilibrium is,
Oh,
and
stop! We're not doing that.
I'm ready for it. And we will talk about a film called Begonia.
Well, no. That's on the Discord. I'm talking about on the real here. We will discuss a bit more of God of War because they've added more to that.
I'm
roster.
loving the cast. I'm sorry, the new
Yeah,
people.
yes. So we will have a bit of section on that. But any other things as far as games you're playing before we?
Right now, no. But the next game I am going to. Oh, you know what? I lied to you. I did play one game.
Okay, what'd you play?
Final Fantasy VII Remake on Xbox. Okay. Just to be petty.
Oh.
But I actually played it. I played it in the cloud.
Oh, okay.
Test that out. I haven't tested it since they did the upgrade, and we'll talk about the new UI later. So that was the game that I launched when I was testing out the new UI. So I did play that. Pretty smooth.
It's good, right? Yeah. I still have some problems with the Xbox the cloud initiatives. The old games are still on the old servers, so newer games tend to have the benefit of the 1440p and the 60 and all that. But if you want to play like what do you call it? The one that came out not too long ago that I was playing for a while. If you want to play like the Outer Worlds 2, for example, that's still stuck at 30, even though it has no reason to be. It just happens to be on that server, So I'm still waiting for them to smooth that stuff out. But the ones that are on the new servers are pretty decent. I've heard nothing but good reports. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So what do you think, sir?
I will show off 2 games I'm playing, and of course this is me, so it's always you'll understand. First off, for the Game Pass gamers among us, and anybody who's out there on Steam or anywhere else who has the ability to play this game, MIO. Have you heard of them? MIO.
I bought that again off of Major's recommendation last week and have not gotten to it yet, but it isn't in my library.
Get to MIO. You will love.
I heard Ori comparison.
Memories in Orbit. Look at the art style. It's literally hand painted, hand drawn, seemingly. At least that's the effect. But it's so beautiful. Like, man, it's so.
Do you agree with the Ori comparisons?
Somewhat. I haven't gotten too far deep into it yet. I've beaten the first boss, but some of the ways that the systems are put together, and this is how you save, by the way. It's very, very beautiful. I can see Ori. I can see Hollow Knight a little bit there. It's your not run of the mill, but it's your formula of your Metroidvania, right? As you grow, you get more powerful. You get to do more things. Keys, doors all over the place. You need to go find some keys to get to the next place. Blah 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 blah. Use powers, use keys, that kind of thing. But it is so beautiful, and the movement. It is hard, like it's hard as hell. Like when you're playing it, you're gonna get your ass handed to you a couple times, and when you do, you will definitely know it is your fault, and there'll be no denying it. There will be no denying, and that's just the nature of the game, and I love it for that. Like you really need to play this game. Actually, hold on, let me go a little. I will only go to as far as I am in this game, which is right around at where am I? I've done all this, but like I don't want to spoil anything for you. It's still early days. But it doesn't do anything necessarily unique if you're a Metroidvania player, right? Like this is a Metroidvania that you would, as a Metroidvania, as you would recognize, right? But man, they put their stamp on it. It is beautiful. It is well represented. It's like they spend a lot of time on quality control. It's tight movement speed. And here's the first boss. I already beat this guy. Like it's all about pattern recognition. It's really nice. It's tight, and
I'm liking the combos. I'm liking the combos.
It is something else. It's so nice, man. This game, and it's on Game Pass right now. Which to its detriment, it's one among many. But people need to spend some time and pay attention to this game. It is fantastic. It's beautiful. More people.
Okay, so we just talked about Perfect Pencil. You're talking about this. I don't know when I'm ever gonna get time to play another AAA, man, with all these with all these damn indies.
We are in a renaissance of Metroidvania. Do you disagree? We are in a renaissance.
Of course not. And listen, we're there for beat 'em ups as well. And the last piece of the puzzle that I'd love for us to get back to is the top down sort of Zelda style action adventure, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, I'm in the middle of playing Blossom's Tale. There aren't enough games like that, and I'd love to see that also have a renaissance the same way that we're seeing Metroidvanias.
I'll give you that.
Beat 'em up. And you know what? To that end, and Ninja Gaiden Ragebound did this, and to an extent, and Shinobi did this as well. The level-based platformer has had a year this year, right?
Because a good year, yes.
So I really want to see that trend continue, and just I want to see us like run the gamut of the 2D perspective experience.
Yep.
Just because you can do.
And I love that them putting their new style, new systems on that old foundation and seeing what they could come up with. There's some really and the next game I'm going to talk about will also be in this realm as well. There's some really interesting, like new to old school, that they're kind of combining new systems and creating
and I'd even say, like, since Sea of Stars, we've been getting a lot of the 2D turn-based RPGs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So to put this game to bed, the great BT Maverick 707, who's been a member for 9 months, he says Mayo belongs in the Mount Rushmore of Metroidvanias. That is strong recommendation.
That is a wild statement, but I can't refute it.
I need you to play
it. But I'm just gonna say, like, instinctually, I don't believe you. You might be right, but my instincts tell me you're wrong.
I can't say he's right or wrong. I'm just loving this game right now. It's
here comes Lucius hating on the 2D thing again. I'm gonna need you to cut it out, sir.
We've been playing this game forever, bro. What you talking about? Shout out to the great Lucius Augustus who joins us. Yes. But all right. So another game. Well, before Lord, here we go. This is gonna be one of those days. All right.
It's January. He's like, those games didn't come out this year. Relax, buddy. You know what we mean.
Eastside Vandal 2025 with a $2 super chat. My brother, Eastside Vandal, great member of the community, great member of Discord. He says, "Good morning, my black, bold, brilliant brethren."
Oh, there was another thing that with the B word.
We'll keep it moving.
Yesterday. Yeah, that's a Discord conversation.
That's a Discord conversation. I see what you're doing there.
You guys are missing. I really like the amount of free content that is available in Discord is really, you are doing yourself a disservice by not being subscribed there. But that's you problem.
Dropped the stinkiest of stink bombs on them last night just to lose their minds, and they had
no. Hold on. I don't know who we is, and I don't speak French.
Oh, I said I.
So okay, as long as you didn't say we.
No, I said I dropped the stinkiest of stink bombs on them last night. You weren't even there.
All right, good.
You weren't even there. But anyway, before we continue to the next game, the great MJ Dark, $5 super chat. He says, Ever Never Close Saga. Wow. That's on you in not closing the deal. It's like the Xbox's energy. Wow. Switch 2, best place to play. Nintendo Direct next week. God Jima. Well, I'll just say you might not like one of the stories we have, you know. And I literally put that in there just you off there, Major. I put this story in here just to piss you off, Major. It's gonna be a good one. You wait. Shout out to you, good sir. And then of course we have the great Soil Tech who's here as well, who's been a member for 19 months. He says, big, you know, this is a PG-13, okay. So I'll let this one slide. Big booty, bootylicious, baddie, biggin' the big bad.
Take it easy.
Enough already. Enough already.
Yes.
Right? Enough already.
I didn't even like where that was going.
I know, like I was worried about where that would end, but okay, let's move on. So Next game I want to talk about, and this is a game that you, Everborn Saga, may not have played, but probably you and I should have played, because it's from the same developers of Neon Inferno. This was the game they made before Neon Inferno. It's a game called Steel Assault, and it's effing awesome. I don't know why I did not play this.
We have video
after
of
I
this.
saw it. Here's the video of it. Genovia Interactive, as I mentioned, the great folks at Genovia,
fellow New Yorker.
They always know the member berries. Do you see that? As soon as it started, that was TMNT. Like, if you remember where all these games are from, like every frame of these games are like, oh, this genre, this game I remember, that game I remember. Paying respect to this game is Mega Man. It's Bionic Commando. It's Contra. It's all of them locked into, like, it's so good, and I don't know why I haven't played this. It came out in, I think, 2022. So as we were doing our little buying spree, I just decided, why not? So I picked this up, bro. It's so good. Let me show you some gameplay. Let me show you some.
I'm waiting to get to the gameplay because you are talking this. It's bullet hell. All right.
It can be bullet hell, but it's not just bullet hell. So let's start it off, because it layers on the combat systems, right? So you start off general combat.
Okay, melee. Okay.
Right? You have this whip, and that's how you just starting it. You have a double jump and a whip, right? And you're going left to right, but you can also platform upwards. You can also, like, depending on the.
Oh no, I like this. I like this. It's nice.
Right? This is so good. But you also have this other weapon. Look what he just did there. See that?
I see.
It turns you into Spider-Man in some of these levels. It's wild.
This is not Lucius Augustus approved. I like it.
It's great. I love this game, bro. I was just, look at this. See, and you can either do that or you can double jump.
This is the thing. This is what you need. Every game, it needs a gimmick, and then you play with that gimmick, and then you can build a whole game around it.
I'm telling you.
I love it. What is the name of this?
This is called Steel Assault, and this is by Genovia Interactive, the same people who made Neon Inferno.
I can lock this down right now.
This was their first game. I'm like, why didn't we play this before Neon Inferno?
I'm definitely checking deals.gg first before I go.
Yes. It's out there, but it's like $20 or something, 17, something like that. It's relatively cheap, but it's very good. Like, and as you can see, as you keep playing, and I will, and look how they do the boss fights. They show them off in a Street Fighter kind of versus mode. Very good. And it's not easy as Neon Inferno wasn't, right? You got to understand what they want you to do, and you'll die many times before you understand what they want you to do, but that's just part of the game. It is what it is. But yeah, it's a very, very, very fun game. And I'll just go a little further and show you the systems they layer on. So in the first level, as you see, they are just, straight up run and gun, a little bit of bullet hell aspects to it, right? But then as you go on to the next levels, now they start like adding more stuff onto it. It harkens a bit to Mario Brothers, a little bit more platformy, or now actually this is Contra.
Slow down.
This is more Contra. Contra,
right.
And I think it's a little Metal Slug.
It's $15 on Steam.
Oh, there you go. Contra and a little Metal Slug, I would say. Like, I feel here's another boss, right? Like, very cool, interesting kind of combat style. On an OLED screen, this thing is amazing. So try and find this on an OLED device. I, of course, used my ways to emulate this on Android. So I have an Android OLED device. This thing plays swimmingly on that. So, it's pretty cool. It's very, very
cool. So I just before the Boo Birds come in, I am buying it directly from Steam because deals.gg has it for $15. Sorry, deals.gg has it for $12.74. Right? Steam has it for $15. So I'll go the Steam route. But don't give me too much credit, because I already own Neon Inferno It's allowing me to complete the bundle for the same price of $12.74.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. And yes, the great BT Maverick also points out there is a demo on Steam right now. So you ain't gotta buy it at all. No, I'm talking about to the mass audience who goes, you know what? Maybe $15,
to the more
$17
discerning crowd you're talking about.
maybe too rich for my blood right now on just to recommend from y'all. I don't know y'all like that. Okay, well, it's free. Go grab your Xbox ROGLI thing and download it. Free on Steam. Go download the demo. Really cool.
Very cool. I like this.
It's very cool. It's very cool. So you know what kind of games we like. This is catnip for the graybeards, man. Y'all got to play it. It's very cool. So yes, there's that. But all right, I think we're done with the gaming talk for now, because I'm waiting for the next big monster game to come and take us all away and all that. But so far it hasn't happened. I'm still enjoying my.
The answer is Resident Evil record. Like, let's just be real.
It will be for some, probably not for me. I'm not an RE person.
You're a scaredy cat.
Well, after Resident Evil 7 in VR, yes.
Okay. All right.
I would say that with my chest.
You've been broken. I understand.
Indeed, I have been broken. I was whole, not so much anymore. So it's over. I'm broken. It's fine. I will tell you point blank. No. Do not play Resident Evil in VR. Don't do it. It'll break you too. Anyway. So yeah, I'm waiting for the next big VR.
As a matter of fact, Lucius, yes, I did get offended. Don't come at me with those demos.
Got offended when you suggested a demo. Yeah, indeed. Yes, you know how it is.
But I do want to reiterate: if you want to get the game and you already own Neon Inferno, you get a 15%.
You get a deal. Yeah. They have this bundle deal that you get it. Yeah.
But I love that they allow you to do bundles after the fact, right? Like if you own one game in the bundle, you can get the other ones based on the discount of the bundle. That's something that no one else does, and that's why Steam's at the top.
Oh, there he goes.
No, hold on. Can you point to anyone else that does this?
Complete your bundle. I honestly, I wouldn't. You might be right on that one. You might be right on that one.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hey, the great Fuzzy Belvedere is here, and he has actual facts. High on Life 2. I can't wait for that. And then the great Replaced.
But Replaced is after Resident Evil, so Resident Evil is technically the next big one. But High on Life is definitely getting played, 1000%.
I'm excited about Replaced. GCP, the community put a pin in Replaced. We might have some more there. Let's continue. All right, so let's move on to more of the news rounds and whatnot, because there's a lot to discuss. There's a whole lot. And because we have so much, we can spend more time on that and round our time out with a lot of the news stuff. First on the block, I want to hear your opinion on this one.
Wait, hold on. What is our wins? Oh, okay, I see it. I got it. I didn't. I had to see it on the big screen to read it properly.
Have you heard or been about or been in them Discord streets hearing folks talking about censorship gate?
I mean, we hear that all the time, but what is this about?
This censorship gate specifically is referencing the great game that is Dispatch getting censored on the
okay, Switch. I heard about this, but in what ways is it censored?
So we heard about this potentially being censored way back when the cover came out, and they recreated a famous Marvel cover with these Dispatch characters, right? And it was a little risque, some buns was out, all this stuff like that. That's how it was, an old 90s cover, right? And in the Switch version of that cover, they had covered up some buns, a little bit of cover up here and there, but it's all good.
I mean, they do sell the kids, right? Like
they also have hentai, but that's neither here nor there. But continue. So then
they don't have any Switch later hentai, but keep going.
No, yeah, they don't have Switch 2 specific hentai, no, but you can still buy hentai on Switch 2. Then
I don't want to know why you know that, but keep going.
because I have children and I need to know how far these boundaries are for them.
That is a good excuse. I appreciate you, sir.
Anyway.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. Take it easy.
Anyway, so usually these things you'd find, if there's risque material of any kind, right? There should be a toggle or whatever. This one, no toggle, like zero toggle. If you are on the Switch and Switch 2, you are getting censored. There are scenes that are blurred. There are things that are removed from the situation because they deem it not worthy or not worthy of our impressionable ears and eyes or whatever. So much so that the great MJ Dark himself had to go call Nintendo and get a refund on his copy. Mr. Best Place to Play. So, Everborn Saga, what do you think? Was this a righteous move?
I mean, maybe I shouldn't expect this, but this is the kind of thing I would expect on the Switch, regardless of what other kind of games are there. And you should have known better than to buy this on the Switch. And it seems like MJ Dark FAFO'd, right? So he had to return it, and what do you expect? Right. Okay. But again, so here's the interesting angle on this, right? So we don't like censorship, right? But I feel like a lot of people that didn't like censorship around let's say Stellar Blade, they got called gooners, they got called everything else in the world. So if you were making fun of the Stellar Blade people, do you have a leg to stand on with this thing? I don't care one way or the other. That's the only interesting angle I could find about this.
But them yams, though. Anyway, no. Look, I do find it interesting that they don't see a comparison.
You don't see the comparison that I just made.
I do see the comparison, but there's I don't know. I feel like those are kind of two different games because, and maybe that's just wrong in my head. Truthfully, that's just probably wrong in my head because to me, Dispatch was more, and I've played a little bit of Stellar Blade, and I've played none of Dispatch. I own it. I was going to play it over the Christmas season. I never got
first episode.
Did not play it. No. I did not get through it. Get through it. But I bought it. I have it. I just have to get through it.
No, I'm not one to talk. I think I only did the first and second episode. So
yeah. Because the thing is, I don't want to do one or two episodes. I want to do the whole thing.
Yeah, but the whole thing's out, so you got to excuse that.
Yes, that's why I bought it, right? That's why I bought the
I said, and then I never got to the next episode after there was a break. Because I was playing it when it first came out. I played week 1 and I played week 2.
No, I didn't, Major, but I would allow it if you would. It's fine. Go ahead.
Wait, what did Major say?
He asked if I zoomed into them stellar yams. I said I didn't. Okay. You're allowed to if you want to.
He only does that on the Switch, Major.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that on the Switch, Major. Yeah, only the Switch. Only the Switch gets that. That's right. But no, look. What do you think to the idea that back in the day, there's a bunch of games like this that used to have this, where you have a adult mode switch or whatever, right? Well, in my head, the reason why I feel like Stellar Blade is a little differently than this is because Stellar Blade was billed from jump as an adult game, a game for adults. The yams was on display the whole damn time. There's no censoring the game because that's kind of part and parcel of the game. It's not to say it's a gooner material necessarily, but it is an adult game with characters that show that, right? It is what it is. This game seemed to me that it had adult themes, right, which got on the PG-13 line, but the content that we're describing here might be a little bit over that line. So they could have kind of given you a toggle and still been good. You know what I mean?
I think,
and at least to me in my head, anyway. What do you think?
I think that Nintendo, specifically Nintendo of America, have always been prudes, right? Now, there's different things they allow. Yeah, but that's not Nintendo of America, right? That's something
Okay,
for the
okay. Yeah, you're right. You're
right.
absolutely right. Yep.
So Nintendo of America, like remember, these are the guys that went to Joe Lieberman when Night Trap came out for the Sega CD, right?
True.
They had Mortal Kombat on their thing with the green blood, and they got mad because Sega had the red blood, right? Literally complaining to Congress, causing the ESA to get created, right? Like, so to me, with all of the marketing for the US marketing for Nintendo, this seems par for the course.
Okay. By the way, Paris Lily's here to deliver a message to you, sir. He says Sonic is the Kmart of gaming.
I know Sega and Sonic didn't run to the feds like Nintendo did.
Wow. That's cold-blooded, bro. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
If we want to talk, we can have that conversation. Paris.
So last bit on this, and then we'll move forward. What do you think to the idea? And I heard this come from Major and a few other folks. I think a few other folks that we were discussing this in the Discord. What do you think of the idea that they did this not telling anybody, or people didn't know it, and then you bought it, and then unbeknownst to you, you had it, like it's yours now, like they didn't let you know at from jump that, hey, this is the censored version. It wasn't like prominently like letting the consumer know.
But they also allowed for return. So when you got it, they did, yes, have an example of that. So it is what it is. If you didn't like it, then you return it, you call it a day. And you shouldn't have been buying that on the Switch anyway.
Exactly. It is not.
This is not the kind of game I would buy on the Switch.
That's right. You hear that? You hear that, Major? Don't come for me. He said that. I'm just agreeing. Anyway.
It's okay. It's all good.
I'm definitely hiding behind you. I'm hiding behind you. But just because I can be 10 toes down and I'm not scared of Major, here we go. I put this one in just for the slander. Just for the slander. Ladies and gentlemen, the Series S has more powerful textures more cromulent textures than the Switch 2, even though it has less RAM. Boom goes the dynamite. How you feel about that?
I don't think
it's a nothing burger. It's a nothing burger.
Yeah,
but people made a whole thing about it.
It's more powerful than the Switch 2. Like, this is not. We shouldn't be. Yeah. This is not up for debate, right? But I guess. I mean, look. Here's the thing. Square had long enough to optimize this thing, right? It's like on a 5-6 year delay. It better be optimized for wherever it's going next.
Indeed. Frankly, I filed this under whatever. In some games, this will be better. In other games, something else will be better. There's so much between the hardware and the game that can obscure and change things. This just, to your point, this just speaks to me that they've optimized this thing as
right.
best.
And this also feels like it coming to the Xbox was unlike many other third-party games, required some kind of deep collaboration because it was a big deal to get it there. So I'm sure there was Microsoft or Xbox or whoever threw all of the tech support they could to Square to make sure it was like running the way it needed to on these platforms. What happens a lot of the times where things don't run well on the Series S is people don't have the time to optimize it, and there's only so many tech ninjas that can get sent out for high profile games, but this is like one of the most high profile ports that was missing, and so I'm sure that all the stops were pulled out to make it whatever. And this happens if people have the time to optimize properly for the Series S, but most people don't have that time or the incentive.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So I also wanted to bring up this one, and this is in framing of a bigger conversation that I want to have with you, which is, did you see the Judas previews? You see the shout out to Game Informer. They did a preview in their latest digital article of Judas. Really cool stuff. Really interesting.
Like
stuff.
A spiritual successor to BioShock, right?
This is what I wanted to talk to you about. So, same publisher, Same developer in the form of what's the gentleman's name? The man Ken Levine, who created the original BioShock, right? He is spearheading this initiative, right? I am a huge BioShock fan. All three of them, love them. The DLCs, the whole thing. I think BioShock is required viewing. I think it's amazing. People, it's great stuff, right? He now has taken his work and is going to Judas, which looks very much like, to your point, a spiritual successor to BioShock. The same 2K has a different studio creating BioShock 4, I think is whatever it is. There are, how is that possible where the same studio, the same publishing house where they all work can make a clone as well as the next version of the same game?
I'm not mad at it. Let it happen. Let's see which one does better in the open market.
Yeah. But see, this is also broadening it out to a little bit of a bigger thing. This game has also been kind of been in the it's going to come out soon mix for a while now. But every once in a while, you then hear people push back and go, "Oh, well, it's not. Don't hold your breath." As Paris is saying right now, don't hold your breath in 2026, right? It sounds. I think I heard Grub at some point say that it was retooled for either the subject matter or something like that. So the project was set back a little bit. By the time it comes out, so many others that are like it have kind of either been shown off or whatever that it kind of muddies the waters a little bit. Similarly to Phantom Blade Zero, great looking game. I played a little bit of it, about an hour and a half between the travels that we've done, between the couple of years that I've been traveling rather. And I'm looking forward to that game. It looks really awesome. But every other week, there's a new game that kind of encroaches a little bit on its style. Where Winds Meet made me go, And now there was another one. I don't know. I forget the name of the game, Everborn. You were talking about it with Stilo yesterday. Also, a samurai-looking kind of game. Has a very much Shadows Die Twice kind of energy. By the time...
are we talking about not Noah? What do you call that? What... NIOOH?
No, not
Neo
Noah.
3. Neo 3.
No, not Neo 3. That is another one, but not Neo 3. But that is another one. There was another one that a trailer released for not too long. I think it was like a couple days ago. But needless to say, they all seem to be encroaching on each other. So by the time the one you want releases, it becomes a derivative or a clone.
Oh wait, no. Are you talking about Crimson Desert?
No, not Crimson Desert. This one had a protagonist.
What? That's the only two games me and Stilo was talking about yesterday, sir. So I'm trying to follow.
Genuine Gods. Okay, well, I'll show the trailer. I guess my worry, in actual fact, is that these ideas are really encroaching on each other, and by the time they release, they don't hit as hot as they did. Yeah, it's because of the China Hero project. A lot of them are kind of doubling up on each other. Have you been paying attention to the China Hero releases of you know
that I haven't. The only one that I'm interested in is Phantom Blade Zero, and so we'll see whenever that comes out.
There are many
wait a minute. So Paris says that Rod Ferguson is now leading BioShock 4.
Yes, they brought the closer in. They brought the closer in. Yes, they did.
So how do you feel about that? Because they bring in Rod Ferguson when things start to meander, and then he's like one of the best project managers in the bit. I don't want to undersell what he does, but I'm saying he gets things done. He gets things released, and he gets them released at quality. But do you feel like he can get BioShock 4 to be what it needs to be? Because there are people that say, and I'm not one of these people, I actually really like the campaign for Diablo 4. There are people that say that, yeah, he got Diablo 4 out and it was a quality launch, but it doesn't really have the soul of Diablo 1 and 2. And then Gears, like he got those out, but people will tell you that after Gears 3, Gears is still fantastic, but right?
He knows how to shave those edges and make it more 4-quadrant, and it
And
loses
again,
essentially.
I love Gears. I love Diablo 4. My
Me too.
question is
Mm.
for what BioShock is remembered for, is Rod Ferguson the right guy? I know he's going to get it out. I know it's going to be high quality, but is it going to be one of those things that sticks with people?
So that is a question that can't be answered today, I don't think, because that brings up a broader question of, because
And that may also, I want to add, I'm sorry, because it feels like I'm coming
go
at
ahead,
Rod Ferguson's
go ahead,
neck.
go ahead.
That is not to say anything about Rod Ferguson. It could just be that those IPs have been of their time and done what they needed to do.
That's the game I was talking about, by
by
the
and
way.
large, things
Whisper of Fall. That's the game I was talking about.
Okay, I definitely wasn't talking about that because I never heard of it.
Oh, okay. Yes, it looks exactly, well, not exactly, but a lot of Phantom Blade Zero energy. But continue. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this could just not be on him and maybe the franchises themselves, because again, anybody would be lucky to have a guy that has that kind of resume and close the things that he's closed. So
see, the thing though the worry that I think you're cluing into here a little bit, which I may see where you're going, it's kind of like that conversation we have about our some of our favorite or infamous directors and stuff. They always need guidance in some way, or it goes off, not off the rails, but it doesn't go the way you'd want it.
Why are you coming to Zack Snyder like that?
I wasn't going as that.
Okay,
it's
fine.
Right.
Who you should be coming at is Darren Aronofsky for doing that AI movie on this day in 1776. If you don't believe me, look it up. Anyway,
yeah, I'm not watching that. What I'm saying is, could it be that BioShock needs a visionary, and in putting Rod in, you have like the best project manager in the game, but maybe you should have the best project manager game in the game coupled with a visionary, because that might lose its, could that be what you're describing? I feel like he knows how to land the plane and land it well, but the vision must be there because it doesn't come from it.
Well, so this is the other question though, right? Could it be coming from on high? And what does that mean?
Yeah,
Activision had certain expectations
of the corporation. Yeah,
right. Activision had certain expectations for what Diablo 4 needed to be in terms of the end game and things like that. And I'm sure Microsoft had certain visions of what they wanted the Gears franchise to do monetarily, and what the go-to-market strategy was, and that all has to be built in. And he could just be, executing on those stated goals. So are the stated goals to turn BioShock into a commentary on Western society, or is it to turn it into a microtransaction hellscape?
Maybe a combination.
Maybe he could deliver both, So,
oh my God, this guy. Oh, you know what? You're gonna read the super chat. I'm not reading.
Oh boy. All right.
You're gonna read the super chat.
I don't know how I got roped into this. All right. Infinite Umbra with the $20 super chat, which he threatened to do this yesterday on the Discord. Infinite Umbra says, I begrudgingly begin bloviating about our brother Asante being bored and bothered by big back braggarts with broad black sideburns, brown skin, and I don't even know what, Babylonians who spoke with brevity and buffoonery akin to buffoons.
Akin to baboons.
Baboons. Baboons. I'm sorry, because that I would have known that with the context of what. See, this may sound foreign to you, but if you were in the Discord, you would understand every word of what he is talking about. I'm telling you, people, you are doing yourselves a disservice by not being comedy gold 6 days a week in the Discord.
Well done. I'm sure the AI helped you on that one. Good job, brother. Good job. That was well done. Well done. All right, okay. So let's rein it in. Yeah, we're reining. Oh, okay. Well, while we're on the super chat train, GNB Pods with a £5 super chat. He says, Ashanti. Thank you. Appreciate you, sir. We'll move on from that one. For those who know, Hollywood Rules with a $5 super chat. He says, good morning, my fellow graybeards. Kay, hope you're doing good, sir. Hope the cold New York weather finds my saga cousin Everborn well. I love Bioshock as well. How is Antarctica, by the way?
I'm telling you right now, it has not found me well. It is. Listen, my boiler has been running overtime. Like my boiler sent me an email with a picture of the Green Mile saying I'm tired, boss. Right. And I got one of those smart thermostats, and it just keeps having a good idea to turn itself off because it's trying to save me money. This is not the time you save money. You put the heat on, you set it to 72 and hope it makes it to 68. But this is
hope it makes it to
68.
Damn. See, in my house, when it's 70, people trying to turn the heat on, and I'm trying to put the lock on the damn thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I don't want to hear your Florida opinions about the cold, sir. We had this discussion already.
All right. So we also have the great MJ Dark with a $5 super chat. He says, Everborn, at least I don't buy something called an Xbox Ally and make it an ROG Steam ally.
Okay, I'll let him finish.
I don't ask for Google Play Store. Damn. Go ahead. Respond.
Now you see how emotional that Xbox logo on the Xbox Ally has these people. They can't handle it. They can't handle that somebody else might like the device. They used to love the Ally, and as soon as the Xbox logo got on it, they lost their ever-loving minds. And listen, that's okay. But you guys see it. It ain't just me.
I'm just gonna be quiet over here with my proverbial.
They say sunlight is the best disinfectant, and the light is shining on you, good sir, Major.
GNP Pod with another $2, this time with a €2 super chat, dollar Canadian dollar super chat, and says Ashanti once again. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Have a good day.
Oh man, John Wolf with the "That's What She Said."
Well, hold on. We're not done yet. Hollywood Rules with a $2 super chat. He says, I literally live in Winterfell up in Orange.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
be careful of that wall, bro.
You got to fight the Night King every time you go to work out there.
Damn. And Infinite Umber with a $5 super chat. He says, can we all wish our lovely friend Santi Lou a happy birthday in the chat?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Santi. Happy birthday. Salute to Santi, another great member of our Discord. I will not ask you how old you are, because that I hear that is not allowed. That is not allowed. You're not supposed to ask a woman how old she is. But anyway, let us move on.
Isn't it kind of misogynist to not ask though?
Hey man, we're not gonna we're not gonna have that conversation. We should have that conversation with Santi and with Vikisha, like about that in the Discord. What should and shouldn't be, because I feel like it's a double standard in favor of them. So maybe they should weigh in on that, you know. But anyway, happy birthday, Santi. I hope all is well.
Because they say you shouldn't ask a man how much money they make, but I've never seen it as cool to ask a woman how much money they make either. So are these gender related? I don't know. But this is not that kind of podcast. We
exactly. Yeah. Yes. Now, just so you know, on the Discord, we tend to just like we do here, we tend to divert. So those conversations are had there if you want to join us. Anyway, so I filed this next story under we just want you to know we still exist. Did you know that Beyond Good and Evil 2 was still like on track?
I mean, sure, but that doesn't mean it's coming out.
See, but here's the thing though, right? We have talked about all the craziness that Ubisoft has been going through as far as, you know, closing
So they
studios.
cancel Prince of Persia, but not Beyond Good and Evil. You don't
My
find that hard to
point.
believe?
This is my point, sir. Right?
No, I'm saying I don't believe it. Is what I'm saying.
Look, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end in the world of Prince of Persia because that's actually happened before, right? That's actually happened. The game exists, they're just remaking it. This game is the vaporest of vaporware. It has been for years, but they still continue to throw money at it? That makes no sense to me. I mean,
when was the last Beyond Good and Evil game?
Oh, there was only one, and it was in the Xbox 360 days. And it wasn't nothing like what they're showing here.
All right. And when was the last 3D Prince of Persia game?
Prince of Persia, last 3D. Oh, that was also during the 360 days. Actually.
Exactly.
No.
So it's not. It's kind of the same. It's on the same.
Yeah, but I'm just surprised that they would be willing because Prince of Persia had a lot in the tank, and they canceled it. Like Beyond Good and Evil had one game that people thought had a spark. It wasn't a franchise like that. You know what I mean?
I think that they sort of looked at, well, we made an amazing Prince of Persia Metroidvania and it just didn't hit. By the way, this was all their fault why it didn't hit. They had a terrible go-to-market strategy, no Steam, charging premium prices for a game that, although it was quality, people don't pay that kind of money for those games, right? Because you can't say it was like that much more than Ori, and Ori was like $20 cheaper, right? So that is the reason it didn't sell, and by the time they corrected those things, people had moved on, right? They tried to lock it to their launcher. They had a terrible go-to-market price, and they didn't market it properly. That's why the game didn't sell. And that if they're taking that as evidence that they should cancel the big one, I don't see it.
Just so you understand what the gravity of what I am talking about here. Beyond Good and Evil 2 started its development life cycle in May of 2008. They've been throwing money at Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yeah, but that's not, that means it started over many times, right? So it's not
sure. No, I understand that. I'm not talking about the I'm not talking about the end product we'll get. I'm talking about Ubisoft, the company we've talked about multiple times, in dire straits sometimes, like moving and shaking, moving money around to make things happen. They have like taken the board that says Beyond Good and Evil 2, and they've thrown the money at it since 2008. However many times they hit or not hit, how many times they've doesn't matter. They've been doing that since 2008. That is effing wild. How many games have been thought of, created, and released, and made money, and maybe come in the second version since?
What I think has happened is new games have come along, and they've decided to just slap the Beyond Good and Evil names on prototypes that people have come up with, and that's probably why we've heard about it through the years, because they're like, oh, this is a good prototype, let's throw the Beyond Good and Evil name on it.
It's kind of crazy. I can't believe that this should have been the first project we heard canceled, right? This is like the biggest no, but like, because I'm a huge fan of the first game. It's a very indie kind of style project, but it's nothing like what they've had here. When they announced Beyond Good and Evil 2, I saw the trailers. I even contributed like music and some art to the thing that I forget the actor's name who was adding content to this game, right? I even did that. I thought it was a really cool, interesting idea. But more and more and more, as they're shredding their old library and shredding their old legacy, my question goes, why is this one that's so like that one that needs to be saved? Why does Prince of Persia get sacrificed and all these others when Beyond Good and Evil doesn't really have the lineage to warrant it? It's wild to me, right? I would think you'd save the ones with the names and the IPs you know and love, and you you throw these to the wolves because you spent a lot of money on it already, and it doesn't seem to be materializing.
But who is to say that more people love Prince of Persia than Beyond Good and Evil? The last time they both had, like, I understand Prince of Persia just had two games. Like, those didn't do
well. No. Prince of Persia has a lineage of like hundreds.
How recently? How recently though?
Lost Crown did pretty well.
No, it didn't do well. I think that's the point. That's the point I'm making. Excellent game, my game of the year that year, but it didn't do well financially. So to them, that proves that the market actually doesn't want that.
Yeah. It's just crazy to me that for whatever reason, whichever ones are being sacrificed, it's crazy to me that Beyond Good and Evil 2 still stands after all these years and after all this turmoil that we hear with Ubisoft. It's surprising to me that this still stands. I hope that means what they have is something that's like super, like they have confidence that it's really cool or whatever, and they're throwing their hopes on it. But I'm surprised it still stands. We shall see if it ever comes out. Let's see. Ooh, a couple more super chats. We have more celebrations in our community. And yes, that is true. Happy, shout out to Mr. Infinite Number for the $2 super chat. Happy belated birthday to our good brother, Mr. John Wolf. Happy birthday, sir. Happy birthday, sir.
Yes.
And on that note,
wait, hold on. What day was John's
birthday? Not
birthday?
done yet. Oh, this was last week. Yeah.
Nobody told me this.
Oh yeah, he didn't tell anybody. Even the day I was talking to him, he didn't even tell me. I found out the day after. I'm like, son of a
John. Yes. Happy belated, sir. Also, Slow-Mo had a birthday recently, right?
And again, happy birthday to our brother Corkenstein. Mad birthdays today. Happy birthday. This is great. We should have like a GCP birthday board where everybody can put their birthdays on it. I'm just saying.
I'm too quiet about this. I know what it's my birthday. I just casually let people know a week ahead. I'm like, oh, it's my birthday and I got to work. Right. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I let the world know what my birthday is. It's the most important day of most people's year. I hate it. Christmas Day. It is what it is.
Hey, my wedding anniversary is February 14th. So
it is. You made good choices. That's right.
Until they start telling you got to get 2 gifts, but
$5 super chat. He says Prince of Persia for Xbox 360 was a great game, by the way. I love the animation between the prince and Elka. Wow, you remember that character's name. It's so long, I don't remember the character's name. I love to return to the 3D Prince of Persia games. You know what? I'll be honest with you. Maybe this is an unpopular opinion from me, but that one was my least favorite. I loved the Sands of Time series. I don't know why. The first one, the second one, I loved the Sands of Time series. So when they moved away and they made the prince that different, they changed it up a little. I was looking at it with a side eye, and then of course it didn't do well, and then the prince kind of fell into the ether in favor of Assassin's Creed, right? But I loved the original, like the 3 Sands of Time, so much so that during the Steam sale, I bought all 3 of them. I wish they'd go back to that. That's why I'm so upset, because UB was remaking the first Sands of Time. I was so excited. Oh well. John Wolf says, being a dad, you get used to just celebrating everyone else. Yeah, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah, you get used to celebrating everyone else and socks. There's always socks when you're a dad.
When you're a dad, indeed. All right. So let's move on. Now, here's where I think we should have our on the real block. Okay. Here's where we should have the on the real block. Because it looks like Amazon is still on the hunt, still putting the pieces together, right? I was a little less than enthused with their choice for Thor. I mean, for Kratos, but now we have a choice for Odin. What do you think of the choice for Odin, Mr. Everborn Saga? I know you love it. Tell me how much you love it.
The actor is Mandy Patinkin, and if you don't know Mandy Patinkin, I'm gonna say 2 things. Saul Berenson, and I believe is if you remember a movie, The Princess Bride.
Yes. Great actor.
He
looks nice now, but boy, he can turn it on.
You killed my family. Now prepare to die.
Right.
But if you know him, if you know this actor, you know he is a serious actor. And if they're going with the Ragnarok portrayal of Odin, this is the perfect guy to do it. He has the chops. He has the gravitas. He has all of it. So I could not be like, the show just kind of went up in my mind with him cast as Odin. So
Yeah,
I'm excited about
I was not enthused at first with some of the choices, but this choice saved it for me because he is an excellent actor. Excellent actor, and if you've played that game and you enjoyed that game, you saw what they were trying to go for. This was a great choice. Great choice for actor. Yeah, yeah. It looks like Mr. Wolf is trying to get some attention. He's asking, who will win Thor versus Thor on the on the God of War show? Yeah, which one will it be? The Thor voice actor or the Thor face actor? Yep. But yeah, you think this is good, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's good. I think it's great. I think this is akin to I don't know why I can't think of his name right now, but this is akin to getting the casting that they got in Fallout for the Ghoul. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah. Oh my God, one of the greatest method actors, working actors of our time. Oh my goodness, he also worked on The Greatest Show Ever, which is The Shield.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes.
So I think this is up there with that casting.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. So I
Goggins. Thank you.
Walton Goggins, yes. So there's certain actors that you anchor your narrative around, and even when they are not the star, they give it the gravitas it needs. For example, Lawrence Fishburne gave The Matrix the gravitas it needed for that story to work. And I'm not comparing this to The Matrix. I'm just using that as an example to say there are certain actors that ground your story. So if you're watching American Gods, you would say Ian McShane grounded that show in a way that made the rest of it work.
Ian McShane grounds anything he's in. He's the reason why John Wick even has the
right,
because John is doing what John is doing, but Ian McShane is doing the work in that one.
And so I say that to say that Mandy Patinkin is that level of actor that can ground the whole story.
Yeah, I agree. You're not wrong there. You said you had other game on the reel related conversation you wanted to have. What else is on your?
All right, I got a movie recommendation for everybody that's not in the movie club that we have in the Discord. I want everyone to watch a film.
Which, by the way, in the Discord, on the reel, discord.gg/tgcp. On the reel, you'll see it in the section there. Every week we pick a game. There's a poll. We all put games into the poll. Whoever wins, you watch the game, watch the movie, and then throughout the week we jump on there and we have spoiler discussions. Great fun. Join us. Begonia, tell me why you think Begonia is
it is, first of all, it's nominated for Best Picture, so it's at least worth a watch for that reason. But I can't really tell you about it because it'll kind of mess it up for you. Watch the trailer for Begonia and you'll see why it's an interesting watch. And we've talked about Hallow Road enough, so if you haven't seen Hallow Road, please go check that out. It's great. It's one of those great discussion pieces. What about Orlando? Orlando Jones was fantastic. The reason I didn't say it, he is also one of those actors that you can build the thing around, but the show wasn't really built around Orlando Jones. He just stole the scenes that he was in. And I mean,
he stole it so much they fired him for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Orlando Jones, he was the most interesting thing in the American Gods series, that show, but it wasn't built around him. That's why I didn't use his name.
I agree. All right. So yes, Begonia, good recommendation. I haven't seen it yet. I'll make it my point to watch it this weekend.
And Eastside Vandal says the poll that we put up shows that he won, and the movie that this week that we're supposed to watch is 1984.
Okay, very nice.
And then we can watch the remake 2026. Anyway, so the other
that one. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, no, no.
The
Finish
other
your point.
on the real thing, if you're
Mhm.
still interested in the Warner Brothers, Netflix, Paramount telenovela,
Mm.
so some more information came out, and it looks like Wall Street is betting on Netflix not only winning the bid for Warner Brothers, which they've won already, but meaning they don't think Paramount will prevail. Wall Street also does not believe that it will face much trouble from regulators. Now, I don't agree with that, but the way we know that is that shorts on the Warner Brothers Discovery stock have all but disappeared. So when you short a stock, that's because you think it's going to go down, right? And so if you've watched The Big Short, they explain a lot of this. But the point is, a lot of those shorts have like disappeared overnight, which means Wall Street is very confident that that deal is going to go through. Because if it doesn't go through, then the stock drops for Warner Brothers. So you wouldn't short that stock if you thought the deal was going to not go through. Secondly, the board at Warner Brothers claims that 97% of the shareholders have rejected Paramount's offer. I don't know how true this is, but that's what the board says. And we know the board doesn't like Paramount's offer. But the board claims 97% of shareholders did not want Paramount to buy them. So that's what's going on with the deal currently. Also, just I guess the last thing I'll say is Ted Sarandos made some more comments and directly committed to the 45-day window and talked about we didn't want to do it before because we didn't have that kind of distribution channels that we'd have. So we weren't in that business before. So with the content that we had, it didn't make sense. Warner Brothers has the kind of content that is more valuable to release in theaters. And we've seen that that kind of content does well when it comes to streaming, and we can tell that by streaming hours. So
Okay.
that's all the current news on that I gathered.
Okay. Cool. So all right. You talked about 2026 the AI game all AI made movie, and that dovetails quite nicely into a story that came up that I wanted to get your attention on. I think we'll end with the UI talk because I think that'll be a fruitful conversation. But so Google is now trying to sell its new quote unquote AI future. What's it doing? It's selling. Oh, and of course, as soon as I hit play, it's playing music in my ear. I shouldn't be playing music in my ear. But all of this is video generated, like AI generated games, to the point where they're even selling access to it right now. And people are logging in and creating stuff. What are people creating? Breath of the Wild.
But with Grand Theft Auto.
No, this is just straight up Breath of the Wild. And then there's a Grand Theft Auto one. And then there's a Mario one. I don't know for sure, but I think they are most likely like presenting some kind of source footage to the AI and then asking the source footage to use that to kind of extrapolate. And it's building all of this is straight up Gemini AI. Whole cloth. Kind of wild.
Wild. Now also on this news,
we know this. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. On this news, a lot of the major video game stocks took a crazy
huge
hit. So I think Sony's market cap took a hit of like 16%, like wild, right? Now we can just ignore the fact that everybody lost their mind and said Xbox was dead for the 360th time because of the dip in Microsoft stock. But that's neither here nor there. I don't want to be petty today, but this is a lot of, I think, the issue with AI right now. It's the hype and the promise, but there's no real application for this because just because you can make this thing doesn't mean you can make something that is interesting, original, and fun.
Well, see, here we go again. Because remember, when this AI thing first hit us, you and I were here.
Tell me
And I
how
was like,
good
hey,
that
man,
Darren Aronofsky movie is when you say like AI can just make a game that's worth
when
your
I
time.
said this, you were like, hey, man, they're not ever gonna come even close to human ingenuity. And that's not my point. My point is today, this is what it looks like. But there's money to be made here. And it looks like these guys are focused on squeezing as much money from this stone as possible.
Yeah.
So today it will look like crap. What will it look like tomorrow? What applications will they apply to it tomorrow? It's a thing.
I'm saying the money that is to be made is high. Like, okay, put it this way. They say that there was more money in the gold rush in selling pickaxes than there were from actually getting gold. And I feel this is a pickaxe.
Right? Could be. Yeah.
I don't. The thing is, right now, with all the human-made games, most of them are terrible, and people don't play them. And most things on Steam don't make money. There are certain games that stand out, and because you have to create, you have to do something creative, you have to do something interesting. You can't just imitate something with a video, or even if you generated something, that doesn't make it art and fun.
So this is not me saying that it's over. This is me saying that these are all touch points to me in my head, right? I don't think any of these things are ready for prime time at all. They will be ever, right? Like I don't think so, but these touch points to me tell me that somewhere along the line we will see this thing become a thing that people look at in a different way. Today, they're just interesting experiments, right? And as more and more as we go about our lives, and then every once in a while there's another touch point. If you recall, you and I sat here maybe what was it, a year and a half, 2 years ago, and this similar story showed up. And what they were showing as far as their experiments were so rudimentary. It was the equivalent of creating of inventing the wheel. It was the equivalent of a caveman discovering fire. Now look at it. It's still not prime time, but man, oh man, that does look like Metroid Prime 4. They're getting closer. That's all I'm saying. I'm not necessarily saying that it will magically replace gaming or there'll be financial incentives to continue. This may get to the sweet spot and no one knows what to do with it. I'm just saying, when we last talked about it, this looked like beeps and bops on the screen, and now it almost looks like Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, but I think the ultimate outcome is this may allow like people who don't know how to code to make games, but these things will not be able to make games that will interest people. Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, so far everything
that will lead to a lot of terrible games, because once you just like music, right? Once everybody can get Pro Tools and you can release direct to iTunes, you get a lot of garbage, but then certain things come through. So what this is tools that allow people to make things. But I get what I don't want to do is not be cognizant of the chasm that is the uncanny valley, that the last 10% is like 90% of the work, right? So it's starting to look like something now, but that doesn't mean it's a thing that's
it doesn't mean it's there,
right? And when it gets there, we'll be at a place where you could start describing to AI what kind of game you want, and then the human would have to come in to tailor it.
But that seems to be where it looks like we're going, where a lot of the actual nitty-gritty deep work is obscured in the background to modifications. And when they get to, at least this sounds like their utopia, when they get this working, the idea then would be you just tell it exactly what you want, and that's the basis of where you begin before you start your modification, right? Which is super interesting compared to where we were, right? Like how that works, how you modify the back end code, how you do it, because none of this is code driven, right? All of it is basically generated. It's
No, I get that,
weird
but
how yeah.
what I'm saying is, if I use Unity now, there's so many things that are taken care of that I don't have to worry about. I don't need to know how hardware works. I just need to know the Unity functions and what those things
Yeah.
do. So
Yeah.
this is the potential of it is another layer of abstraction, right?
Yeah, but I think what I guess the point I'm trying to make is this is the ultimate layer of abstraction, because Unity or any other engine, they have some unifying framework that we can like understand and tie into, right? As a game developer yourself, even if it's a new engine you've never played with before, there are certain themes and certain ties that bind that can help you understand it. This is straight up WASD. It shows you the frames per second, and that's it. There is no back end. The back end is the generated frame, the generation coming from the AI. There is no manipulation point in the back.
I understand,
Unless
but
they create a new paradigm for manipulating AI created
what I'm
content.
saying is there is an entire Grand Canyon of what you're looking at here versus having a shippable product.
Yeah, sure.
If you want to talk about prototyping, okay, right, great. But having something that is unit tested and has accessibility controls and has a coherent narrative and
All
a
the
non-stolen
requirements
art
they need.
style and
Yeah.
all of that is not something that this thing can do. And not saying it can't do that one day, but again, that we are very far away from it being able to do that.
Mm.
And I think people
the
see
same.
this and they see potential, but they're not looking at the fact that there's two links on the screen right in front of us, right?
Yeah, true.
And he
Yes.
probably has 6 fingers, right? But you know, I'm just not as like worried as some people are about it. And I think Wall Street is salivating at the mouth at the idea of how many people can get fired behind this, but we're not there right now. And there was a recent study that showed all the replacement of junior developers is ending up with rudimentary code that takes more time and that has security vulnerabilities that takes more time to debug than it would if you just had humans writing it from the beginning.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Tech firms are finding that out right now. Yeah. And so
although
there's a balance.
My light pushback on that, even though I agree wholeheartedly with what you're saying, my light pushback on that would be you made reference really aptly to the 6 fingers on those AI generated videos. How many 6-finger generated AI videos do you see these days? I try my best not to watch AI videos because I just, by and large, I think it pollutes your feed or whatever. But
you know what's the worst? When you get caught and you know we have discerning eyes, and then then it's like, wait a minute, that was AI.
But that's my point, right? When you see them now, though, you definitely don't see the 6-finger crap anymore. They no longer have that factor. The shimmering skin that made you say, oh yeah, that's AI, or the extra finger or whatever. That stuff is now gone. Whereas that used to be our argument point for saying, they're no longer going to be, they're never going to get up to us. Look at what they're showing. And whenever we show them, we showed them with 6 fingers. We showed them all those little, all that is no longer a factor in modern day AI, right? So again, not disagreeing with any of your takes, but what I am saying is, like, these are touch points. More and more, they're refining and refining. I wonder when we will get to a place where it will be like close enough to where anybody can be fooled.
All right, I'll put it this way, right? Audio is easier than video. Video is easier than interactive, right? So when we talk about streaming, right? Streaming completely took over on music, right? Then, right? Then maybe a decade later, streaming then took off on video. Maybe more than that, because people still buying Blu-rays
because we needed bandwidth. We didn't have the bandwidth for we had the bandwidth for audio, but not the bandwidth for video.
And in gaming, right. Yeah. Right. And in gaming, we're still not there in gaming. We're getting better.
Because we don't have latency figured out. Once we figure out latency, now we have the bandwidth of video because that also handles games, but latency is still the concern. Yeah.
Right. So, but I say that to say gaming is always the last domino to fall in these things. And now you have the added element of creativity that we have not, that AI has not cracked that, right? So there was always predictive text, right? That's been around for a long time. But then when we got to these large language models, that took decades and decades to get to. And what I'm saying is the thing that people are afraid of is more the AGI, and that requires an entirely new technological advancement that is not even part of what we have in generative AI right now. It is a new paradigm that has to be figured out. I'm not saying we won't get there, but there's no timeline on that.
No, absolutely not. No timeline.
And it'll start with audio, then n number of years later it'll get video, and then n number of years after that.
Your video, your mic is muffling a little.
See, the AI is getting to me. They're trying to silence me. I'm just saying it's a long way off from what people are afraid of. That's all I'm saying. We will be proper graybeards if this even does come to fruition, is what I'm saying.
The Great Soul Tech with a $2 super chat. He says, please hit the like button and share. Also, Xbox has monthly recaps. Yeah, with emails, right? Monthly recap emails, I think it is. No, they don't have a yearly recap. They got monthly
all the people are silent that was mad about the yearly thing because they wasn't really mad. And they just don't care about the monthly recaps now.
GNB_pod with a 5 Canadian. He says, use my true name. Gamsley the Great. Also, 1984 is amazing. Sure. Thank you for your patronage, GNB pods.
Ooh. That was a sick burn.
Stop it. Anyway. So, all right. Let's talk about the thing that I know you wanted to talk about. We have some time, so we can really get into it, which is okay. Do you care about the fact that Xbox has secured like to try and get off the whole RAM?
I think that's important. And
you do. All right, let's talk about that a little bit.
We got to talk about the financials thing a little bit because I know there was a lot of.
Then let's do that in this block then. So as real quick preamble. Microsoft, as you see on here, RAM, another RAM vendor in the market. They seem to have put together a good deal with a RAM vendor in the market. So now,
SK Hynix, apparently they're going to be like the only people that SK Hynix is selling to,
yes,
right?
Who's a vendor for RAM now? Before people start jumping on,
I just wanted to know what they had to do and how many knee pads they had to get to be able to secure a deal like that. That's all I want to know.
I will not touch that one and move on and say. Now, before people start jumping to conclusions that means that the next console is secured or whatever, this is all straight up for, you know how every single one of these big AI vendors has their own chip, right? Google has Tensor cores. Obviously, Apple is getting into the game with their ARM vendors and all that. Microsoft is also like working on their own chip that will help power their AI future. These memory units are supposed to power those chips because in AI, the one factor that literally is the gatekeeper, that is the determining factor, is how much RAM you have. So this is their play to not be beholden to the great market, but have their own exclusive source, right? But I said this on Boom Show when he brought this up. It is an interesting thing to think about when the market is harsh out there, and you need RAM sticks for your next vendor or your next partnership with Asus or whoever, and you need RAM, right? You may be following this exclusive deal for this, but you already have a relationship. It could be a very short window to, hey, man, do you guys have extras for that? So they may very well have.
At the end of the day, they use their scale to buy these things in blocks. And I think it's a little bit foolish to think that they need memory and they have an exclusive deal with SK Hynix and they're not going to get any of that memory from SK Hynix when you can't really find it anybody else. Because I'm telling you right now, they've locked up SK Hynix. Somebody else is going to lock up Samsung, right? And there's only going to be a few people you can go to, right?
I don't know about that. See, let me push back on that. I think the reason why you can lock up SK Hynix is because SK Hynix is not the big dog in the room. They are an emerging player, and these days with RAM on the RAM prices and RAM needs being on the rise, every emerging player becomes a new star of the show because that's a new resource to tap. These guys got in right at the ground floor. I don't think you have the ability to get that exclusivity deal with an entrenched player like Samsung because a bunch of regulatories.
Sure, but what I'm getting at is you have a deal with SK Hynix, right? And you're gonna go pay more from someone else. It doesn't make sense, right?
Well, that's the thing, right? So what I foresee, at least in the RAM in the AI conversation, it will be interesting to see how this shakes out, because they're basically using SK Hynix as their off ramp and not worrying about all this other stuff going on in the market, which in and of itself might also alleviate the market a little bit, because say what you will, even though their products are, like, when it comes to AI, aren't the greatest, Microsoft has a big investment in that, right? So if they're no longer tapping the standard vein for their RAM needs, it might bring the market a little low, or bring costs down a bit, because now a big player in the market no longer needs that one, right? Like it gives room to breathe for others a little. We'll see how it goes as far as.
Okay. All right. Let me go on a rant real quick, because
go on a rant. Go ahead. Go on a rant.
The thing is, everybody's talking about, like, oh, they're not gonna have memory because of all the shortages that's going on right now because of AI, and Microsoft is one of the major players that is involved in making in creating this supply constraint, right? They're the ones buying up all the memory, and the thought is they won't have any memory for what is essentially just going to be more PCs, right? They're making moves into the cloud. These server racks are going to have that memory that they're getting from SK Hynix, and they're going to want to have similar memory to be in the hardware that they're selling people, right? So I think that this helps them in their limited hardware endeavors. And I'm not saying they're trying to sell a bunch of hardware. I'm just saying I believe that the memory from their whatever next hardware that they do will be a part of this deal, and they'll get some of the economies of scale in pricing. Does that mean the next Xbox is going to be less than $1,000? I didn't say that. But we're at a point where
it means they may have more margins available to themselves because of this.
Well, whatever they want to charge, it's still hard to actually secure the memory. Forget about how much you have to pay for it. Just getting it is a problem, and I think that they've seen that problem with this deal.
My only pushback to that is there are more players in this game that are at the scale of Microsoft than just Microsoft. If you shout out to the great Gamers Nexus. Oh my God, like they are the greatest, like great YouTube resource for tech, as well as they these days they're also doing some serious documentary pieces on what this environment look like. Proper hardcore journalism, and if you watch some of what they're saying these days, it's looking horrible out there, bro. Like it's not just them doing it. There's so much what the big players in this game are seeing. They are forecasting what they see before the bubble bursts. Presumably, we don't know when it'll burst, but as it hasn't burst yet, the forecasting of RAM needs is so vast, so drastic. This is why RAM prices shot up so crazy. It's not that there's a shortage, it's that they have plans to establish new data centers that require so much RAM that even historical production of RAM won't fulfill those needs. So now people are buying them up quickly, and new vendors are coming out to help fill the new gap that's been made.
So,
you know what I mean?
So here's the thing, and this is the thing. Like this is the like I'm hearing this sentiment a lot, right? And I think the issue is we already know they're not going to sell a lot of hardware anyway. The amount of RAM that they would take for their console, or which is really just a PC, is going to be a rounding error, and it is an add-on thing. And all I am saying is in such a supply constrained market, when you already have a deal, they're not going to go back on the open market to go and
No,
get.
that's true. That's true. I'm agreeing with you on that one. Yes,
part of this deal.
Yeah, yeah. They're gonna go to the same SK Hynix relationship that they already have and say, hey, we also need this. Can you help us out? Right? Because you already have a relationship. Why would you go back to the open market where the prices are ridiculous when you have this exclusivity deal where the company that you presumably are making happy by giving them the money, you have this deal. They no longer have to deal with any of the open market. They're just enjoying Microsoft money. So if Microsoft comes with and by the way, we also need RAM, and oh, by the way, our partner Asus is building this device and they need these sticks. Can you help them out? There is a chance that those waters kind of open, right? That path becomes available because of this existing relationship. Yeah, it's not in stone. No one's saying that's gonna happen. But like as a project manager and as an engineer myself, when we're building environments, we tap our existing relationships, right? We call the folks that we call, because you can't just use whatever the heck you want because you want it. When you create an engineered solution, it's qualified and regulated and very well, like this is it. So you can't just go, oh, let's pick person no name company to go do our next thing. No, it takes a lot to get its SK Hynix to be a Microsoft partner. So anytime anything else happens, they will go to their partners first. So yes, the next time they need RAM, will it be available? Who knows? But you know damn well that SK Hynix will be one of the ones they ask because they're now in a relationship with them. So yeah,
I think this thing means while this is the other thing to consider, right?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of economies of scale and the size of the companies that are trying to secure this memory, right? The tech firms are Google with their data centers and their AI. Mm-hmm. You've got Apple with their phones. Samsung is making all of it, right? To the point where their phones is having to struggle to get memory. And then you have Microsoft and OpenAI, right? And there's others, but those are the main ones.
IBM huge in this.
Yes.
In the enterprise.
But what I'm saying is Sony, and I'm not saying that this, like, they're going to sell 100 million consoles. Cool. But that's nothing compared to what these hyperscalers are doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
How does Sony secure memory other than waiting it out, which is why those rumors are maybe 2028, 2029, NVIDIA too. Yes. But other than waiting it out. And what I'm saying is this deal tells
try and find their own deals
that Microsoft is not going to have to wait until 2030 when there's new fabs created.
Didn't you hear? Wasn't that last week's news? Right, that was last week's news. While we're hearing delays of PS6 delayed to 2027 or whatever, there's also rumors of Microsoft already having dev kits out. Right? So that's what you're describing is exactly happening. One is delaying, presumably through rumor, and the other one is also like full steam ahead, presumably because they've already secured their.
Well, I mean, what is a dev kit for the next Xbox? The laptop that's in your hand? Like, what are we talking about?
No, you didn't see that. During the Dev Direct, what do you call it? Playground Games had shrouds over all their consoles. Those are the next gen dev, and that's confirmed by Insider Gaming. I think that was Insider Gaming. Forgive me if that's not the case, but I think it was Insider Gaming that confirmed it. But yes, there's a bunch of them, and even
my Xbox Ally is a dev kit for the next Xbox.
But yes, there is indeed a dev kit, and it was hidden during the showcase. Go look at it for some of the intrepid viewers among us. They definitely had dev
kit. Man, Tim Purr says those are PS5s. That was good.
Well done, Tim.
I appreciate you, Tim Purr.
Yeah. But yes. So okay. I think this would definitely be like, this is a big deal. What it means for gaming, we don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it is a big deal for gaming. I do think it's a big deal. And even in the way where if they're doing this for data centers are also now a gaming focus for them as well, because we were talking about it recently. Yeah, we were talking about it recently. The games that are on 1440p and in their Azure systems work pretty damn well, right? They can actually now compete with the best of GeForce Now and all that. So even there, they're leveraging those same workloads to facilitate some gaming aspects. What do you think of the numbers as far as their year-on-year numbers that came out recently?
Okay, so there's a few things. I got some notes.
He pulled out the notepad. All right, let's go.
All right, let me go, because it was all Xbox. The first thing I want to say, like, at this stage, you don't really get to dunk on hardware's down 32%. Like, hardware's down 30% every quarter. And there's a lot of people out there saying, see, they should have did the exclusive games, and now it's coming true what we said. And I'm like, this is not a revelation. They said they didn't care about the hardware anymore. The hardware's down. They're not trying to sell you hardware. Like
water is wet.
Yeah, like you're not like a Wall Street shaman because you predicted hardware is going to be down. Let's relax about that.
Isn't this what all of the people who are worried about this said? Oh, if you do this, your hardware will be down, and now the hardware is down. Isn't this like, duh? Yes,
right. And so, and here's the other thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you look at these numbers, and they're down, and you say, see, that's what happens when you don't have exclusives. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, if they kept all of those games exclusive, the numbers would have been astronomically worse, right? Do you think if they kept all those games exclusives, they would have had another 5 million Forza Horizon 5 sales?
Yeah.
Or what about the sales of Oblivion Remake? You think they would have got those too? All of them? They had an extra 80 million people to sell to because they were selling on the PlayStation, right? Because they was always selling on PC. Do you think if they kept Outer Worlds 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and what's the other one? Oblivion.
All exclusive.
They kept those exclusive. They would have sold 80 million. They would have created 80 million new Xbox customers to sell to. If you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you.
It's called Brooklyn. It's amazing. You should come check it out.
Right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
So I get it. Listen, I'm a console warrior just like you. I think it's fun. I think it's healthy, just as long as you don't get weird about it. I don't like the idea. I don't think Halo should be on PlayStation. But if I take that emotional hat off, when you own the kind of IPs that they own, this is the only choice that you can make. And I'm sorry, however you're on your feelings about it, it would be worse. It would be way worse. So you can't use these numbers to say they should have kept exclusives. And Sony having exclusives didn't stop their stock from taking a 16% hit. Did it?
So now, by the way, the great Doc Dark, he said, the man with levels, appreciate you, good sir. He comes here with some really interesting pointers. He says, I'm slightly disappointed in you, gentlemen. The title of this podcast should have been Xbox is Dead in the beginning. Pro tip, that title gets all the views. I tried it myself.
He's not wrong. He is not wrong. All right. So I would like to point out that in the more personal computing division, the revenue and more personal computing is gaming, Windows, and search, right? And everybody knows that everybody uses Bing, but revenue total was 14,250,000,000, right? Cost of revenue was 6,300,000,000, which has improved. Why? And this is what they note. Cost of revenue has gone down because of lower hardware sales, because they lose money every time they sell you hardware. Operating expenses, 4,145,000,000, and the operating income, that is the profit, folks, 3,803,000,000, which works out to just under 27% margins. That's for the more personal computing division. Last quarter, it was 30% margins. I'd also like to point out they were up for 4 quarters in a row, revenue-wise, gaming, right? This quarter, they were down. And Occam's Razor, because we're comparing it to last year. Last year, you had one of the largest COD launches of all time. You follow me? This year, COD underperformed. We all know that. We all see it in the charts, right? And so, because COD is such a monster revenue generator, it brought down all the numbers.
Yep.
That is the simplest explanation for what's happening. So they're down 1 quarter, and now everybody's saying they should spin off the division. That's not how companies operate. They're not operating quarter. Just because a lot of us operate from check to check does not mean that these companies are looking at these things and having a down quarter and saying, all right, it's time to pack up shop. And I just wish we could all stop pretending that we're financial analysts, right? People look at numbers and they just start guessing about it. So,
well, I don't think they start guessing. I think what they start doing is they start using it to fill in the narratives they already have in their heads.
Yes,
Yeah, it's an obscure thing, but yes. But it looks like to me anyway, it looks like this is them still playing with the levers of user deciding on whether or not they can find that sweet spot, whether they can like find a place where they're making enough money, but users still also feel like they're making enough, they're getting enough value in the deal, right? The year-on-year comparisons, like, it's not as dead even as that, because yes, all the factors you're describing as far as the weak Call of Duty sales and the like, but they also increased prices between then and now and all of that. Those are all factors in the equation that kind of get muddied in the mix here, right? So do you think this leads to any of them, any changes in their equation or any changes in their model? Like, do they toggle things back? Do you see more discounts somewhere? Do you see them trying to rekindle some of these numbers? Or are they all just like, this is par for the course? They knew exactly what it was. Because it is true.
I mean,
they did know ahead of time the hardware sales would be down. They always forecast that. So, what do you think? What do you think they'll do with this information?
They did say single digits. I think they said low single digits. So it being 5%
or higher. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, it's still single digits, but it is
it's halfway towards double.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it is higher than they expected, but this is not like this massive surprise. I just get weird that we do this every quarter. And we pretend to be all surprised when the hardware that they're not trying to sell you is down. But again, there is an Xbox is dead industrial complex, and like Doc Dark said,
it feeds.
You got to get them clicks. People got to feed families. I do want to point something out, right? And just so people think that I'm not like whatever. So Q2 fiscal year 2025, the revenue growth for gaming was 2%. In Q3 2025, it was 8%. In Q4, it was 13%, 2025. Then Q1 2026, it was 1% growth. And now Q2 2026, it is minus 5% growth. So
yep.
5% down. So that's 4 quarters straight of growth. And now we're talking about they should wrap it up. Like, can y'all count? Like, what?
Here's a question I have.
Do we have the memory of goldfish?
2025, a year-on-year, 2025 quarter 4, 13%. What happened then? Because look, you see like quarter 2, 2%. That's healthy. Quarter 3, 8%. That's healthy. 2026 quarter 1, 1%. That's healthy. It's all like, single digit, interesting. Okay. And then Q4 2025, 13%. What the heck happened there? The Call of Duty release?
No, we got to go back because remember, this is not.
Yeah, this is last year's numbers. Not
you have to back it up by 6 months from what they're talking about.
Yeah. Something happened there to make the numbers swell. Like, damn, that's something else right there. I wonder what that was. But yeah, the numbers look more gloom and doom than they are when you look at it. And because they are at such a high scale, even a single percentage means a lot of money moving back and forth one way or another.
All right, we got a super chat from Pixelbit G, one of the founding members of the Discord here. He says, I wonder, can we still pretend no exclusive has no hardware impact? Adam22 still prefers Xbox, but none of you do. Side eye goes. Okay, that was good. What I will say, that was a fantastic super chat. But what I will say to that is you have to let it go. They've given up on hardware. Not like they're not going to sell it anymore, but they're not trying to win a hardware race. So yes, not having exclusives absolutely affects hardware sales, but it's been affecting hardware sales since they've been doing PC day and date. And we didn't seem to mind that. It is only when they put the games on PlayStation when people got in their feelings. So yes, it is not a revelation. They told you they don't care about the hardware sales. And just because we don't like that doesn't mean that's not what they're doing. I don't like it either, but I don't know what you want me to tell you. I don't know what you want them to told you. They told you that they don't care about selling the hardware the way you do. I'm sorry. Now, I do want to go to DJ Marsh because he had a pushback to what I was saying. He said Q1 down, Q2 down soon. Q1 was flat because it was 1%.
Q1 was 1%. Yeah. It wasn't
unless he's talking about calendar year Q1. So we'll see. But I will say, I think that Q3, which is what he's talking about, I think that will be down because they were up on 9% growth, 8%, 9% constant currency. But they were up, so it's a hard hill to climb. And Call of Duty Battlefield 6 did very well. It's still in the top 10 even now a year later, right? So that game sold very well, and now they got a game that's not selling well that is going to continue to not sell well until they got another good one. And by the end of the year, they're going to be going against GTA. So I do expect this is going to be a year that with all these releases we hopefully Forza and Gears and Halo and Fable can pick up the slack, but I don't think Call of Duty is going to save them this year, if we're just being frank.
Not wrong. GNB_pods with a 10 Canadian. He says, what I find
you're never going to call him Gamsley, are you?
His name is Gamsley in the Discord. Here he is GNB_pods. That's what it says. That's what we call him. What I find interesting is that they estimate estimated all being down again next result, except for Game Pass Plus services. What that tells me is that they have a strong Game Pass lineup, but not first, which is interesting. Yeah.
But not first. I don't know what that means.
Not first party, I suspect, which is interesting.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hollywood Rules.
A lot of people in the Discord are watching it. It's on my list. I gotta watch Hijack season 2 first.
Oh yeah, I watched the first episode and I haven't gone back to it. The whole first season was amazing. I haven't gone back to it. I need to go back to Idris's thing. He says you guys need to watch Wonder Man if you haven't. Yahya Abdul Mateen and Sir Ben Kingsley were terrific. Did you guys know that Xbox was dead? I knew both on both counts. I knew the Wonder Man is good, and I also knew that Xbox was dead.
I feel like there needs to be a new branch of the Jehovah's Witness that go around knocking on people's door to tell them that Xbox is dead. I'm just saying.
As a person with Jehovah's Witnesses in our family, I will say I'm both offended and I'll allow it. Let's continue. All right. So
Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is your Lord and Savior, and Xbox is dead. All right.
Let's get to the main thing because I want to talk about this main conversation, and then we'll get out You are a big fan of this. I think I'm a big fan of this one.
Yeah, audio's
waiting
cutting
for
in
it.
and out, sir. I don't know what's going on.
Ooh, testing 1 2 1 2. Is my audio cutting out? If it is, let me get off the stage and I'll be back. Can you hear me? Well,
yeah.
or no?
Well, I hear you now.
Hear me now. Okay, well, let me know if it changes, and then I'll re-enter if need be. It looks fine on my side. So, all right. So let's get into this thing. And what are we talking about? We are talking about the Xbox new UI, the new potential UI.
Are you going to share it? Am I?
I will share my screen. If you want, you can share your window as well. You said you were able to share your window. Let me share my screen.
Right, you share your screen. I'm going to show it on the handheld. You show it on the
screen. There we go.
Yeah.
So
get the controller.
What are we talking about? We are talking about the new Xbox handheld, the Xbox Cloud UI, controller in hand.
If you don't full screen this thing,
oh my bad. Yeah, because this is the problem with it, because it's a browser situation. So what is it, F11 or F10? F11.
No, just click the guide button, and then the guide button can full screen it for you.
Yes, so we can click the guide button, and right at the bottom here, we can hit full screen, and there we are.
All right.
So
now,
this is the Xbox UI, right? New UI. You can see it says preview, exit preview there. It's not too different from what we have currently.
No, but it's the polish that Microsoft never does.
Yeah,
and it is here.
Cleanup they need. Yes, you're not wrong.
And I'm sorry. This is what the Xbox Ally should have launched with. We need this on the PC app. This finally feels like the console UI experience. This is CEG approved. I'm telling you right now.
Even though Battlefield and Forza Motorsport don't have icons, and they should. It's not ready for prime time, ladies and gentlemen. It's still got some growing to do. But yeah, I don't disagree.
Press Y.
It is very nice.
Press Y on the controller. See that?
It's the search.
Look how smooth it goes to search. Press B to go back.
Right, you press B and you go back.
Now go to your library.
Oh, and by the way, while we're doing all this, the great Dorian Gray sits back and rolls his eyes.
Dorian Gray, with all due respect, I would need you to sit this one out. CEG folks is talking. You could go back to your mouse and keyboard and click on whatever you like. It's our time now. You had all your mouse and keyboard time. Mm-hmm. Let the controller people have some fun for a minute, please and thanks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But no, this is very nice, and it's web-based, which I don't like, but it's really clean, really good. Like they did a good job here, right? My only question is, when the heck is this thing coming to like desktops? Or
speaking of desktop, this is the interesting part, and this is how we know it's coming to desktop. You have a full screen mode, which you're in now, and that is perfect for whether you're on the TV or you're on a handheld.
Let's show you what that looks like. So let's show you what that looks like. So this is the full screen mode that you would contend, right? Full screen mode. You hit the guide button, which is basically the Xbox button, the guide button. You hit the button, and it goes straight into it because it knows it's context aware. So in here, then I can go into appearance and change it to desktop mode, and even in the cloud,
now it begins to look like the side panel.
Even in the cloud,
and you can go to compact mode from here. So the same compact mode that you have for the PC app.
Where's the compact mode option?
It's back in appearance.
Oh, it's back in appearance. Okay. So I have to go back to appearance. Let's see. So yes,
now
I do like that they're doing this. I do like that they're maturing a bit more.
What is going to happen? I don't. It's somewhere around there.
Desktop mode, appearance, streaming. But continue. You were saying.
Yeah. It's one of those options, but you can have it. You can bring the compact mode in. So what is going to happen is the PC app will have this functionality where there's a different full screen mode from the desktop mode. So if you are at a desk and you are Dorian Gray, you can you have a UI that is conducive to high density icons, point and click, so on and so forth. But
you notice how when you go to desktop mode, it makes the icons smaller. Even these icons get smaller. Well, as soon as you go to full screen, it brings them much closer to you, makes the touch points bigger.
They
as
know
well.
that you're only 3 feet or from the screen, right, with your monitor, and so it works. Okay, guide button long press or setting long press should toggle those modes. I don't know if he's saying it does.
Yeah, guide button long press should toggle those modes, and it doesn't yet, but it should. It should. Okay. It doesn't yet. Yeah, it doesn't yet. Yeah.
All right, and now do me a favor. Go to library.
Go to library,
and then we'll answer Doc's question. No, right there. It's in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. I had to bring it up.
Now, if you go to the right next to recently played. Yeah. Now you can switch it to a list view or a table view.
Very
right.
Nice.
So you get all that level of sort of granularity, and again, this is a well thought out UI, and I do expect this to be the same with the granularity across PC, cloud, and console.
And this is where you and Mr. Paris Lilly agree. He isn't here still, and he says this is one step in the unified UI across console, PC, cloud, and mobile. I agree, sir. I wholeheartedly. Yeah. I hope the next, because I think this is far overdue. Like
I think
why is this not on the PC yet?
Yeah, this is the thing. I genuinely believe this. If this is what they had launched the Xbox Ally with, I think obviously you have the emotional people that was just going to hate on it anyway, major. But half the complaints would have been dealt with. It's just this and backwards compatibility, and you got a proper experience.
Let's deal with Doc's question, and then I have one question for you. We'll get into that, and we'll peace out today. So he says, can y'all help me, please? Why does the web-based cloud run better than the Xbox app cloud? It's because, and I will allow you to address this as well. It's because the web-based app is all web, straight up web in the web UI. Whereas the Xbox app is half cloud, half web, and it pulls from the web. So it always feels slower because it has to. It's the same thing as most of these apps, handheld UI apps, right? The app, the local part launches first, and then has to pull from the web, and that process is slow and tedious. The smart developers usually let you see the first UI, which is not web dependent, and in so doing, they can load the stuff in the background and you don't see it. But they don't do that here, right? They're making everything web dependent in front of your face, so you see it going, that's the problem, right? A lot of the smart ones will load a splash screen or something that you want to see, but isn't web context specific. So they can do that loading in the background without you seeing it. Everyone, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, but they need to fix all of that, right?
Yes, they
this
do.
Is what this is what should load when you go to the cloud setting in the Xbox app. All right, so if I just want to show people it's the same thing that I'm showing you, right? Yep. But this is just to show what you get, how it feels on,
It's very nice, very sleek, very cool, very good looking.
Right? It is well thought out. Have this, even the I didn't mean to launch it right now.
Hey,
what are we doing?
Games. Let's go. He's playing some games. But
I was trying to
Everborn, I have to ask you, because we had this conversation in the background, and I need you to come to the front of the congregation and have it with the rest of the team. By the way, as you can see, Battlefield.
By the way, look how quickly Final Fantasy launched.
As you can see, Battlefield and Forza Motorsport, which didn't have the icons.
See, the web can do that. It could just fix things on the fly. Can't do that legally.
Yeah. So the question I have to ask you, sir, is: are we now saying you're now? What are your thoughts on this whole UI UX when it comes to Microsoft vis-a-vis Steam? Because we had this conversation before. Right, and people in this Discord, this community rather, and who have watched this show numerous times have actually watched us talk about these UI UXs And you have given Microsoft a lot of smoke for some broken components that may not be ready for prime time when they get their hands on the device that you're holding now. Okay, what is your thoughts on that now with these new UI elements in play?
Okay, so here is the thing. Look, I'm seeing the same thing with Marvel Rivals. I just think it's the web page loading, but I was just showing the art and how it looks when you launch a game. This is the key art for the page. It is all just so well done. Even
one thing you see, I'm launching a game right now as well. One thing you see, there's no rocket ship anymore. Now it just shows the background UI
as they should,
as it should have been.
It is so well thought out. I'm very listen. You guys know I'm a stickler for the console experience. All right, we can get rid of that camera. All right. Yeah. So now they said I'm avoiding the question. Come back to the question. Oh, no. Okay. I remember. All right. So here's the thing.
And by the way, I stopped the game and it's blank now. See, not ready for prime time. There's still some bugs to be worked on. It's not ready. It's not working. But
at least they let you exit the game. The first time I tried it, I wouldn't exit the game. I just had to close the browser.
I'm gonna have to close the browser. Yeah, go ahead.
The thing that I was going to say was initially when I looked at the Xbox PC app, I looked at the key art for the library, the external library games, right? I had a lot of smoke because I was like, why do these things look like this? The icons are terrible. That's not how you go to market with these things. It's not good. And then a workaround came around through the game bar, where someone developed an app, which is Steam Grid DB for Xbox.
By the way,
right?
Talking about this is the current OG launcher, the app
terrible
out there.
Terrible. The UI terrible.
Still terrible, absolute terrible. Charles Barkley would be very proud of you.
Yeah, terrible. But no, like you can see, it is just night and day between what we were just looking at. And so I said, why do these icons?
And these are the icons that we're talking about.
It's an eyesore, right? But I'm realizing in hindsight now seeing a fully fleshed out, fully realized UI and what it could be, they actually know how to do a UI. The UI looks great. And I'm a huge proponent of big picture mode, but big picture mode is also great when you stick to your Steam library. And if you want to add a game, they allow you to do it. But when you add a game to your Steam library because you want to launch it from there,
no icons.
It doesn't bring in the artwork.
That's right.
You have to go and get Decky Loader or figure something out to change the artwork on your own. And we don't hold Valve accountable for that. We just say, thank you, Valve, for allowing us to add other games to our library. And yet, Xbox now they got to get all the smoke and they got to fix the key art.
But let's be clear, though, the epiphany you're coming to, this factor has been in the equation even then, but you were not ready to give them that.
But no, the reason why is because look at the dog water UI that's in front of you. I couldn't see that because the whole UI was terrible, and those things were making it look even worse. And now that I've seen a fully fleshed out UI, I'm like, this can look good. And if for my Steam games to have the right art, oh man. J Dark says that Everborn Saga, you were about to get booted from the house of Lord Gabe. No, look, all I'm saying is
Lord Gaben has your clothes in front of the door right now. Your packages are there. They're waiting.
I gotta tread carefully.
You lost your bedroom privileges. I'm just saying. You can lose your keys, bro.
Oh man. Everboard is talking sacrilege. Everboard, at least on Steam, everything else works, and loading some art picks ain't a thing. No, and I get it. And again, this UI is still not out unless you're going to the cloud. So we don't even have this locally. So the problem still persists. I am only saying it is good that they allow you to add other games. And it would be even better if there was an API that could be created and they could partner Microsoft and Valve so that they could bring in the proper metadata. But if they can give me the cloud UI locally, and with all the benefits of a local UI that loads fast and is smooth and all of that, if they can give me that, I'm not mad about the artwork. If they can't work out a deal with Valve to show it, I'll just work around.
This is Everborn Saga putting away his analog revolver after how many years of smoke?
But look, you've been smoking. Listen. I said you come to me with a good. This is how a good UI could change things. A bad UI, and now you get the smoke.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
So,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
If I had the smoke, I got to give the credit where the credit is due. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So I guess the key though is, when do you think we're getting this UI? Before the summer? Is it going to be on our UI UX like this year?
So here is my
LI and all these things.
Here is my tinfoil kufi. I believe that at Showcase this year, they will announce their next hardware, the one that they make.
Yeah.
But before this calendar year is over, we will get a partner device, maybe from Asus or whoever, running this UI mini PC under the TV device. Even the notifications look good. You see that? You see that little notification pop up at the bottom? Yeah. They are doing it right, and I love it. Even
the notifications are good, no doubt. Even the notifications are good. That I will give you. The notifications are good, yes. And of course, as it's the cloud versus the regular, all your cloud saves and everything else continues as it does, synchronizing. You've seen I haven't played this game in a minute, so I'm getting mad rewards right now. It's crazy. Anyway, but man.
Wait a minute. Lucius Augustus says, just played Pragmata demo and Capcom might have a new great IP on their hands. Was not expecting to like the demo that much. To that, I would say we knew what you was playing because Kay Asante has you on his friends list, and it showed that you was playing Pragmata. He had you on Front Street, sir.
I had you on 4K. My bad, son.
It's a good thing you don't partake in those hentai games on the Switch. You would have okay.
Well, this is not the Switch, sir. Anyway. Yes, all right. Day Reezy says exposed. My bad. Anyway, but yes, this is also another note. Even in the cloud, these games play pretty good. Look at this thing, and this is me live.
Only costing you $30 a month.
Yeah. Although do you see the little look at the delay? You see it? There's a little bit of shaky, but it's cool. Like they're doing a lot of interesting.
You don't partake in those spaces, sir. That's why I mentioned.
We're just giving you a hard time, sir. No worries. But yes, so I agree with you that the UI UX has undergone a large upgrade. I'm just waking me up.
Long overdue, and they should have did that. At least should have been a long time ago, but at the very least, it should have happened for the Xbox Ally launch.
Wake me up when they do when this thing is local, because that will be exciting to me. Also, yes, shout out to Doc Dark once again, and it's the console version of the games. I mean, those who care about achievements, you can get them versus the Xbox app where those games don't give you achievements. Yeah, but for a person like me who really doesn't care about achievements, I just want the nice fidelity, and I know it could look better, but they don't give you the options to change it. I hope over time they give you that, right? Like GeForce Now gives you the access to the full clean version without letting you modify. These guys are still playing with the console version. I know that it's not going to be not every game will transition, but this one you could give the console version.
This is super nerdy and granular, but I believe it's worth noting. Six Slayer says MJ, as in MJ Dark. Does Ragoon membership require AMD allegiance? Because I'm a Ragoon, but it's a separate thing. Now, this is a good point. No, it does not, because if they released a new Ally tomorrow with the Intel chip,
I see what they're doing there. I see what's happening. So MJ Dark,
not a Ragoon. We didn't. Listen. We are not Floodzilla, right? We don't care about the AMD side of things.
Why are we laying our brother out so drastically on Front Street right now?
He did it to himself.
Alone.
Him and Lisa Sue.
Leave Flood alone. See, MJ has been like clocking you, watching you, saying that you are basically telegraphing your moves. You're about to betray AMD for Intel because you see
I'm not betrayed. I don't have any allegiance to AMD. There's no betrayal. The betrayal would be if I got the next MSI Clawverse over the next Ally. That would be a betrayal. Me okay. If they put the new Intel Panther Lake in the next Ally, I think it would be a W. That and an 8-inch screen, clutch.
Hey, you see, now an 8-inch screen is important. Let's move on. MJ Dark says 6 Slayer needs to watch his back. He's getting that smoke in the Discord. Damn. Okay. All right. And then, of course, yes, the clawbacks in 2020.
I'm not allowing you to get that name. It is called the Claudettes.
No, it's not. It is. Look, if you're not doing the clawbacks or the Claudettes,
1970s R&B group called MSI Claudettes.
1970s R&B group. Anyway, these are the foolish things we do in our Discord, ladies and gentlemen. Join us. We have a lot of fun during the week. We have many podcasts in that Discord. Sometimes it's a little off the rails. Sometimes we go rated R, but it's all in good fun. If you happen to join us, understand that we've been doing this for a long time. So if you jump into the octagon of ideas at the wrong time, you'll see some blood on the floor. Don't worry about that. We clean that up when we're done. Don't worry about it. We are all friends. So, but yeah, I think that's it, man. Unless there's anything new, anything else going on in the gaming sphere you wish to discuss before we get out of here. I think that's that's the way it is. Oh, hold on. See your GK is over. Yeah, there you go. See, Flood's coming for you. He's on your neck. Flood's on your neck. I'm saying. On that same note, Wade Johnson knows what up. The MSI Claw is way better than the ROG LIX. These are the console wars, ladies and gentlemen. They've moved on from platforms to now messing with handhelds. The handheld wars are real, ladies and gentlemen.
And we all agree
man.
That we hate the CCP. All right, keep going. What do we got?
That's it, man. We're done. We're done. We are 2 hours and 13 minutes. I think we've covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time. And I'm about to go and play some video games. Like y'all saw me this morning. I was touching grass, and by touching grass, I meant I was playing like Sega Saturn. I'm sorry. That's what I do. But yes, that's what I was doing. Y'all might catch me in the Discord at some point. We tend to be more lively during the week, but in the weekends when there's not much going on, family house-wise, I will jump in that Discord and mess around for a little bit as well. So yeah, if you can find an MSI, yeah, that's true. They're hard to find these days. They are hard. As soon as people recognize how great they were bought up like that. Hard to find these days. You're right.
Yeah, says it should be the claw, like the hand. But we are not accepting any new names. The name Claudettes have been.
You do not get to determine that name, sir. You are a claw. You are a raccoon. You determine that name. That is your name. That is your crew. Enjoy. Me and mine will determine me and mine. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Listen, I'm giving y'all pronouns, and it's
if you don't,
Claudettes. You can call yourself
own one, sir. If you don't own one, sir, you have no right to name one. It is what it is, Mr. CEG. Anyway, where can the people keep up with your ongoings this week, sir?
Only in the Discord.
Okay. I have taken it upon myself that with all of this CEG talk, with all these handheld talk, all this stuff, you've seen some little videos here and there from me about
I'm sorry.
about the various.
I'm sorry. I don't want to derail us, but this is something we have to talk about this week. The Masters of the Universe trailer came out.
Oh yeah, but we can't show it though.
We can't, regardless of whether we can show it. You all saw it, and if you didn't see it, shame on you. Go watch it.
You know what you should do real quick. You should quickly explain the thing that you've seen that I agree with that no one else seems to see, as far as the him and the he's and all of that stuff. You should do that.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna explain that, but there's a whole thing we got to go through here real quick. I promise it is only gonna take hopefully 5 minutes, 10 minutes max. All right. So there's this new Masters of the Universe trailer, and I am ridiculously excited about it, right? As a kid, I like He-Man was my thing, Thundercats was my brother's thing. Everybody messes with Voltron and Transformers, but those I had the Castle Grayskull, I had the Battle Cat, I had Beastman, Man at Arms, I had all that, right? So this is talking to me, right? Now, I saw a few things about this trailer, and I saw that there was some controversy around it because they saw a nameplate that said he, him, man. And they're like, oh my God, they're doing pronouns. Here we go again, Hollywood.
What exactly with that accent? Oh my God.
Yes, this is exactly what they did. And I'm like,
okay,
you fools, do you not understand that thing that you're looking at, that nameplate, is pandering to you? The trailer is saying we need to get back to a time when we had real heroes. And Adam is stuck on Earth where he has to live with a world that uses pronouns like he, him. And he just wants to escape to where he can go and be a manly man. Isn't that the thing you've been saying the whole time? Don't you get it, you dummy? Right? So there is that thing. And again, they have gotten all the visuals right. They got the loincloth, they got the Evelyn, they got the Battle Cat, they got the Castle Grayskull. They got it right from a visual perspective.
Because I can't show you the trailer, because Lord knows showing you the trailer may get us sniped. So because I can't show you the trailer, what I will instead show you is a fan-made game of He-Man, which is, by the way, in our Discord under the fan-made section. Go check it out. This is a fan-made game of He-Man. You go play this for free. Continue, sir.
All right. Now, I have a hot take, and some of you guys are not gonna like this. Whether you like it or not is true, so you're gonna have to argue with your mom about this. He-Man is Barbie for boys.
Oh,
I don't care if you don't like it.
Right now, he did this to Discord. He ruined people's childhoods.
Okay.
Stop ruining people's childhood right now.
Don't get mad at the truth. He-Man is Barbie for boys. And I'll take it a step further. Skeletor is the most interesting thing about this show. Most interesting thing about the IP. And to that end, I am concerned.
I didn't say it, Daireezy. It wasn't me. And by the way, you saw that fan-made game also had Thundercats characters in it. Crazy. Continue. Go ahead.
So to that end, I am concerned that they didn't show Skeletor speak because, and this is going to be very important, are they going to go with Frank Langella menacing Shakespearean Skeletor? Or are they going with the mean Skeletor? The buffoon Skeletor, yes. Right? The one who will roast his minions. The till we meet again Skeletor. And you may also not know this, Jared Leto is playing Skeletor in this thing. So which Skeletor do they go with? And I believe there's only one answer. You got to go with meme Skeletor. No, so this is important, right? You say you thought G.I. Joe was Barbie for boys. It is not, and I'll tell you why. Because G.I. Joe is locked into military excursions, right? Barbie can do anything a girl can do. That's the whole thing. Barbie can do anything. He-Man, this is a thing where the toys were designed before the lore, so it was no real lore. That's why it's been rebooted so many times. He-Man is the hyper masculine energy, can do anything. You want him to fight in a war, he can fight in a war. You want him to fight dinosaurs, he can fight dinosaurs. You want him to be in spaceships, he can be in spaceship. He can do anything that a boy wants to do. It is Barbie for boys. That doesn't make him soft, because it's the whole point is he's hyper masculine and his power fantasies for boys, but it is Barbie for boys, whether you like it or not, whether that ruins your childhood or not.
Too much time analyzing this, right?
And by the way, that is
mental
why,
energies.
That is why this movie got greenlit with a $200 million budget, because they just watched Barbie make all that money.
True.
Now,
that is true.
I do not think that was wise. Now, this is a great director, Travis Knight. He did Kubo and Two Strings and Bumblebee, so he gets it.
Great movie, both of them.
Hold on. Judah Royce, there is literally no problem with that. I'm saying people need to not have a problem with it. It is just, it just is. That being said, I don't know if there are enough 40-year-olds like me that will come out to see this movie that it is relevant to, that it warrants a $200 million budget. Because to break even on a $200 million movie, when you account for marketing and theater cuts, you're talking about this thing has to make like $500 million before it even sees $1. So is what they show, does that look like it's going to be $1 billion movie? Does it have Barbenheimer grassroots marketing to go with it, to sell it?
Yeah.
This is the thing. So,
but we should all go watch
doing it.
Hear it. If you can hear the sound of our voices,
will there be enough of us?
Yeah.
Right. And so I don't know. I would think if you told me this movie was $80 million to make and they did it on the cheap, cool, because that's a starting point, and then you increase the budget for the next one, like the Sonic movies. First Sonic movie cost like $65 million after the reshoots, but it made almost $400 million, so it made a lot of money.
It made it work.
And they made more, and they keep making an extra $100 million every time they go to bat. So this is like, the ceiling is so high for this. I worry about it, but it ain't my money, so I'm gonna go and enjoy this thing. But again, I think it's gonna be really important. I'm gonna need that Skeletor to look in the camera, deadpan, say something wild, and then run off. Like
go, ha, 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 and then run off.
Yes.
That's true.
This is what we need for that movie to work.
Slap his own butt, turn off the teleporter while he's in it and cut off his own arm. That kind of thing.
Right. So there's a lot going on with this, and I thought it was worth a discussion. But I will say, Jared Leto has been the kiss of death in a lot of pop culture movies.
Are you saying he is the Phil Harrison of franchises?
He might be. But maybe he's just doing the mocap. So cool.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound crazy, but I think the better person, since it's all mocap for Skeletor, would have been Jim Carrey, and I think he would have killed him.
Yeah.
So I'm not going in here to I don't want this to be Star Wars meets Lord of the Rings. I want this to be slapstick comedy, turn your brain off, Thor Ragnarok kind of thing. That's what I'm going for. Hopefully it's not Thor Love and Thunder. But
it may have some Love and Thunder vibes to it, but it should straddle the line and not go over. Yeah.
Ragnarok is where they want to go. All right. That is my He-Man and the Masters of the Universe action movie.
So this should all I think we can all take away the fact that this is an awesome He-Man fan-made game. It's He-Man and She-Ra fan-made game. I've been playing it this whole time because we can't show the trailer for He-Man. Join our Discord. In the fan-made stuff, there's a link to actually download and play this yourself. It's free. Anybody can play it, and it's got mad awesome characters. It was updated not too long ago, 2.0. It's got 27 arena maps. It's got mad bosses, all this other stuff. So this is the kind of stuff we do in our Discord. We find awesome fan-made stuff. We talk all games. We talk movies. We talk sometimes politics when the world is going crazy. Join us on the Discord, discord.gg/TGCP. That's it. Mr. Everborn Saga and myself will be in that Discord, hanging out with all the great people that are there, people that are also in our chat right now. Final super chat. Oh, Davies says, what? Oh, now he drops a bombshell and then runs. There you go.
In the Discord, we call that the Aaron special, but keep
going. Yeah. I call those stink bombs. Famas call them nukes, but it's neither here nor there. The GNB pods with a $2 chat. He says, hit the likely button.
Likey button.
Thank you so much, Gamsley. Appreciate you, brother. And that's it for us. I think that's it. yeah, find us on the Discord. It's been a great show. But yeah, I'm about to go do some family stuff. It's been a long week. I'm gonna enjoy my time off and just hang out, maybe play some video games. But that's it, man. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Indeed. Shout out to all the great people who've been watching. On your way out, if you haven't done so already, please consider hitting that like button. It helps the algorithm. You know, if you see a hype thing at the bottom, I know people have been using the hype things. Maybe consider hyping us, because it tells the algorithm that people like what we're doing, and it sends it to more people. So yeah, man, it's all good. Thank y'all so much for being here. And yeah, I think that is it. Peace. Have a good one.
Nice to be in orbit.